Welcome into the Saturday conversation. Our guest today, the Texas tight end room, or at least the majority of them. I'm joined by Gunnar Helm, Juan Davis, Will Randle, all joining us courtesy of the folks at Burton, the very first crowdsourced NIL program created by the fine folks at surlyhorns.com. With the program, every Texas tight end automatically receives NIL compensation directly from fans, and every single dollar goes directly to NIL for the position. It's a program that first started more than 2 years ago. Gunnar, you and Juan, I think, were part of the very first class of recipients. We'll talk a little bit more about a special offer right now from that you guys can take part in later in the show from the folks at Burton. But guys, welcome to the Saturday conversation. And I think we should just get going and start a little bit. Gunnar, I'm gonna try to start with you and just go here with you and talk to me a little bit about where and what you guys have been doing this off season to get prepared for everything going on for this upcoming year.
Yeah, so basically what an everyday schedule looks like. So Monday, Friday, we got two different workout groups. The big skill and O lineman and D lineman go at 6 a.m. and then the skill group goes at 8 a.m. And Monday is pretty polar opposite from Friday in a sense that Friday is more running and Monday is more build-up work. And then Tuesday and Thursday, we're out on the field at around 8 o'clock for a player run practice with no coaches. And it helps us out kind of getting our timing down with the quarterbacks and figuring out the game speed and all that for the new guys. And then we're actually back out on the field at 4 p.m. for a team run.
Gotcha. Hey, Juan, going to you now a little bit and going to ask you this question. What are these player run practices look like? Is it kind of crazy? Are people yelling at each other? Or is it kind of organized, self-organized for y'all?
Oh, yes, sir. No, sir. It's not crazy at all. It's pretty organized because, the older guys on the team we're not really going to allow for, people to be, what I'm saying? But, yeah, it's pretty organized. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. You also have to keep up with schoolwork right now, right? We're just coming to the end of summer session, is my understanding. And y'all have to go to school during the middle of all of this as well.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. What are you majoring in, Juan? I'll get everybody's major here, but what are you majoring in?
Physical culture and sports.
Okay. Gunnar, what about you, buddy?
Corporate communications.
And Will, what about you?
Same thing. Corporate communications.
Corporate communications. Will, I'm going to go to you because the other two guys are kind of they've been through the ringer a little bit. I know you've been now on campus for a year, but what was it like for you when you first showed up at Texas and started having to do all these 6 a.m. workouts? I mean, what is the adoption rate of that? I mean, does it take a while or do you just kind of fit right in?
I mean, it definitely takes some time getting used to. It's obviously way different than high school. But once you get into the routine, it kind of just becomes like part of your day and part of your life. So, I mean, I'm used to it now, but it definitely took some time to getting used to. And the early mornings, you just got to start going to bed earlier because you got to get up early. So that's really the big thing, just sleep and time management.
Yeah. I always say that those kind of early mornings gets student athletes like yourselves prepared for the real world. Mm-hmm. Because I can't remember the last time I woke up after 6:30 to prepare for a day. You guys, whereas most common students, they're not waking up until 9 o'clock. I mean, they're sleeping off the hangover from the previous night, maybe, or whatever. Hey, Gunnar, I'm going to go to you next and kind of bop around here with different guys, different questions. Y'all had a hell of a run last year. You really did. Congratulations to all three of you.
Really appreciate it.
Going into Alabama and winning that game, what did that mean to the psyche of the team? And did that prove to y'all that y'all could compete with just about anybody anywhere?
Yeah, I think we proved a lot in that game. I think we proved our resilience. I think we proved that we can play as a team and win as a team. It was one of the greatest accomplishments of my career, just going in there and winning as a team, going into the fourth quarter in Tuscaloosa, one of the hardest places to play. I think it proved that we're definitely contenders. I mean, we prepare for the same for every team that we play. It was just on a national level that we were able to show that.
Yep. I tell you what's interesting there is you played a role in all of these games. You played just about every single game, a number of snaps. But during the OU game with JT Sanders out, you were kind of called upon to be the guy, caught a 4th down touchdown pass. Was that one of your highlights, the Iowa State touchdown? What were some of the personal highlights you had last year?
Yeah, I just kind of look at those as a stepping stone to, helping the team win, doing whatever I can to help the team win. It doesn't really matter to me if that's blocking the whole game or catching X amount of balls for X amount of yards and however many touchdowns in any game. I mean, I've said it multiple times, but just helping the team win and kind of allowing everyone to have that glory and have that success kind of fuels me in my game, and I think makes us a closer team and me a better player.
Juan, you're going to be called upon more this year than you have been previous years. It looks like from looking at everything going on. What is it like maybe waiting your turn a little bit and wanting to get out there? I know you love football and all that stuff, but now you've waited your time and it seems like you're going to get your opportunity. What are your feelings on this coming season?
I'm pretty pumped up for this upcoming season. I'm ready. I mean, I feel like I was just thinking about this like 2 days ago. I was telling myself I'm ready. I'm fired up for it.
Gotcha. Hey, Will, I've got a different question for you, and this relates to maybe some of the younger guys that are not on, like Jordan Washington, right? He's not part of Burn Ends until August officially. That's when he becomes part of Burn Ends. But how difficult is it picking up Sark's offense? And this speaks to not only Jordan Washington, but also Amari Niblack, who's another one of y'all's tight end. Like, how difficult is it? Because you're the one that's come in most recently, right? How difficult is it to pick up Sark's offense?
That's another thing that takes time and effort. You got to really study that. And I mean, we have plenty of meetings in the offseason and fall camp, and I mean, they prepare you, make sure you know it, but I mean, you definitely have to do the extra work to make sure you master it, because it's a lot and it's very detailed. And we add new stuff every week, so you got to stay on top of it and do the extra work, study outside of just the meetings we have.
Do y'all think is Sark kind of a little bit of a mad genius on offense? Is that the general thought process for you guys?
Without a doubt, yeah.
I'd say so, yeah.
I got you.
And an advantage that we have that they say all the time is, we run a very complex and NFL style offense. And yeah, like Will was saying, it takes time to pick it up, but our coaching staff does a really good job of trying to nail it down in the offseason. I mean, I think we install the entire base offense probably 3 or 4 times before the season actually starts. So, the young guys getting extra work is everything. Going into camp and showing the coaching staff that your stuff is really important.
Good stuff. All right, I need to take a second here and say thank you to our sponsor real quick. Our sponsor is Keller Williams Realtor, Laura Baker of the Andy Allen team. She's got an open house going on Sunday from 2 to 4 over in the Long Canyon neighborhood. That's 8101 Long Canyon. That's Sunday from 2 to 4 at 8101 Long Canyon. Make sure you check out Laura Baker in the house over in Long Canyon neighborhood. All right, guys, getting back to it. Another question I have for y'all. I talked a little bit about where y'all, what you think of the offense and how easy or hard it is. Let's talk a little bit about recruiting and how y'all got to Texas. Why, Gunnar, you're from Colorado. Why did you pick Texas? And I want, while Gunnar's answering, I want Juan and Will to think a little bit about it too.
Yeah, I mean, I was really blessed to have enough opportunities to the point where I could really play wherever I want in the country. And there was always that one thing in the back of my mind where Texas always just kind of stood out. I always wanted to play in the South. I wanted to kind of get away from the cold weather. I think the alumni and tradition of the Longhorns really fueled me to come here. And I also think that, the life after football, the connections after football, I think, coming to a school like Texas, you get a huge leg up on education compared to other schools around the country. And you build lifelong relationships with not only your teammates, but people that can help you in your future. So I think that was really the biggest stepping stone for me. And I tell this all the time to people. I mean, I committed during, the kind of the height of COVID. I never visited Texas. I kind of committed blindly. I really committed to, or really signed with a brand new coaching staff that I didn't even know who was going to be. I was blessed enough to have Coach Banks come in from Alabama, who also recruited me at Alabama. So I feel like I fell under a lucky star, and I'm very blessed and thankful for it every day.
Got it. Juan, what about you, dude? You're a little bit different. You're from Everman,
Yes,
obviously up in near the Dallas area. Where did your recruitment take you, and how did you end up at a Longhorn?
Yes, sir. Texas was the only school that I ever visited. So, I mean, once I got here and like once I got an offer, I was just like, I mean, it was just like a dream come true. So that's basically, you know what I'm saying. And another thing is just being able to stay home. You know what I'm saying. Not being so far from my family. Yeah, that's the main reason why I chose Texas.
I got you. Will, what about you, buddy?
I would just say every visit I went on, it just kind of felt like home, whether it's the older players, the older guys that were there when I was on visits or the coaching staff. I loved everything about it. And like what Gunnar said, the opportunity after college too is endless. And I just think, Texas has a lot to offer, and it was a lot of decisions. There are a lot of factors that played into it, but it just felt like a family and felt like home every visit I came on. So,
gotcha. All right, I got another question for you guys. What are y'all up to, height and weight wise, and what do you want to be at by the time the season rolls around? Gunnar, you want to start?
Yeah, so I'm about. I've heard it all. I've heard 6'4.5", 6'6", 6'5". So I think I'm at about 6'5.25", maybe 6'5.5" right now. I'm weighing about 245 to 250, anywhere in there. I think I played last season at 255. So right now, just really grinding to get my body fat composition down. I think that'll help me tremendously. Just getting in and out of breaks. My weight's right where I want it to be. I mean, I don't really need to change much in that aspect, but that's kind of what I've been working on this summer, just kind of doing extra work, trying to get my body comp down. So,
got it. What about you, Juan?
I'm probably like 6'2.5", 6'3", 235, and that's the range that they wanted me to get to. So yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I can maintain that weight and make sure I can keep moving good with being so heavy like that.
Yeah, that's important. You don't want to slow yourself down because your speed and athleticism is probably part of your game, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, Will, what about you, man?
I'm 6'3", 235, 240 right now.
Gotcha. When do y'all go back? When do y'all get back on the field for real? Has that been announced yet, or been mentioned yet? I know Sark and a couple of guys are going to the SEC media days this coming week. But for you guys, when do y'all officially get back at and start practice or two-a-days or whatever you guys have?
We're not really back on the field like seriously until camp. So we're kind of on this schedule for the next 2 weeks. So we got a full week next week, and then we got a couple days off the week after, just kind of tailing the end of the week to go home, see our families before we kind of get into the heat of it. And then we're back on the field for camp. I think we report 30th or 31st or something like that. So that's when we start to get into it seriously.
Gotcha. Hey, Juan, y'all got a big year coming up.
Yes, sir.
What are y'all looking forward to right now? Like, you had this big year. Is this a prove it year for y'all in some fashion? Like last year wasn't a fluke. You think that?
No, sir. We definitely going into this year with a mindset of trying to make it all the way into the, the last the national championship. But we gonna do that by just making sure we go 1-0 each week, and just staying ready.
I think it's interesting that you got to have that, winning mentality each and every week. A lot has been said about the SEC in that regard. It's a different route than the Big 12. Anybody have anything to say about that? What their expectations may be differently?
I mean, yeah, it's just kind of be where your feet are. Just attack each day, one day at a time. We have a tough Thursday and Friday during the summer, and kind of our team motto is just be where your feet are and just live in the moment, focus on one game at a time. There's no, easy letdown games in the SEC, and we know that. And we got to attack every team the same, and we got to prepare the same for every team to make sure that we come out on top to set us up for a postseason.
You guys are just really good representatives of the University of Texas. I thank y'all for taking the time for the Saturday morning conversation. I want to give folks out there a special offer that listen to On Texas Football. You actually can get an invite to attend the annual Burton dinner with the Texas tight ends in Austin here in the next couple of weeks. If you're one of the first 20 people to email burntends@surlyhorns.com, the spots are already actually paid for and donated by other members of the community. The dinner will be held in Austin, so you have to be there for that. But email burntends@surlyhorns.com. For those of you that can't join, please consider a donation to Burn Ends. There's 3 tiers of giving, $10 a month, 25, even 50. We appreciate that. And that URL is burntendsnil.com. All right, guys, before we close out, y'all have anything you want to add?
Yeah, I would just say, we really appreciate all the donations coming our way. It's in the changing landscape of college football in the NIL world. It's really cool and nice and helps us out a lot for each and every dollar y'all donate. Y'all's hardworking money. So I just want to say we really appreciate that, and we're looking to get out in the community more and be around y'all more. So I would just say anything helps, man. Really, anything helps, and we're really grateful and blessed to have y'all. Really appreciate it.
Well, I tell you what, it helps supporting guys that are as gracious as you are, as well as, I will say this, the way y'all perform on the field and leave it out there a little bit. Gunnar and Juan, haven't seen you play yet, Will, really much, but the way y'all play is really what attracts folks. So thank y'all as well for representing the Longhorns the way you do. That's going to do it for this morning's Saturday conversation. For Juan Davis, Will Randle, and Gunnar Helm, hook 'em.
Yes, sir. Thank you.